Okay, it's 10:31 already. I was just posting up the charts for FedEx and Nike on X. I might get back into the habit of doing like a chart hour on X, but it's been a tiresome few weeks, and hell, I'm still trying to build some momentum on X. And X is not my priority. My videos are my priority. Anyway, so much to cover, and we don't have unlimited time. Let's start with my beloved silver. So yesterday I said we're looking for a drop. Again, this was a vain hope. We were looking for a drop roughly into the middle of yellow gap. That I said that would probably be a pretty good area to buy. So we opened, maybe down 0.5%, and we just a little mini spiral. I bought there. Actually, yeah, bought about just about there, and then sold an hour later, 10:30, about there where we got stuck. And it did initially drop back a little bit, but then it had another candle jump there to tag. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. That's amazing, isn't it? See the little spikes from the opening gap. Three of them actually. Then of course we got whacked. Silver got whacked back down because the main market was down. I'll jump to the S&P chart on a 15 because I talked about this around 11 o'clock. I said, look, if the main market gets knocked back lower, I'll just buy it back. And there we go. Look, we came back down, tagged the gap, and what did I do? I bought more silver again. Let's go back to the silver 15 minute. So yeah, bought silver there, sold that, bought silver there, and it closed. I mean, I basically bought around 59 even, so I'm up 32 cents. My hope, it's a slightly vain hope, but look at this. The setup is kind of similar to last Friday. And then we saw what happened on Monday. We gapped up. Of course, the opening candle on Monday was a black candle. And I think I sold then. It's only been like 4 days ago. I can only remember. I think I sold 2 blocks of silver there, that black candle. I think. No, actually, no, I didn't. What am I saying? I didn't have anything across the weekend. No, I did not have that. That's right, because I was annoyed on Monday because I didn't own anything, right? And we gapped up. I was very annoyed. I was not furious, but it was annoying. Then of course we called back, and I bought somewhere in here, and I think yeah, that's why I sold there on Wednesday morning. Sold too early, but still, it was a gain. Anyway, this kind of MACD setup kind of offers I'm kind of, if I am guessing, I think we're gonna get silver's got a gap higher. Maybe it is a hope, of course, and I'm inherently biased because now I'm long silver again. But I think we have a good chance at least teal gap. But if I'm lucky, we'll gap straight above teal gap. Maybe even break a new historic high in the 61s. That would be cool. But and if we do, I'll just sell right at the open. Right? I'll take another green exit. That would be my fourth green exit in SLV this week. That would be really good. That'd be a good week. And of course, if we do, then I'll look to buy back either later on Friday or Monday. The only thing with Monday or next week is that it's a 3.5 day week. So in theory, one of my rules for Christmas trading is either don't do anything at all or just trade light because the volume's going to be pretty low, and I wouldn't expect much to be going on. Now, in silver's case, commodities can be a lot more volatile than stocks. So I'd certainly want to be long some amount of silver, but still, I would, as I've been saying to my subscribers, I will take gains when I get them. So if we do gap up tomorrow in silver, I will be hitting the sell to close button in a matter of seconds. Well, a couple of minutes maybe. I'll take another green exit. But again, this is all short-term noise, right? We're not gonna get overly hysterical about little swings and stuff, especially like today. Today, 2 intraday drops, and then we had a couple of hours, actually, 3 hours of churn, slightly leaning upwards. And silver itself, I haven't looked at this one today. Yeah, I mean, silver officially settled at 65.41. Again, it doesn't have to break a new historic high every day, right? Um, gold. Gold settled at 43.32. Look, we're only what, $49? Yeah, we're $49, which is 1.2% from a new historic high. And of course, remember, structure is a giant bullish wedge. Gold's gonna go up, right? We know that. And you can argue, oh look, it's overbought. RSI is 70, but hey, RSI was 70 when gold broke upwards at the beginning of September, and then it went up for another, just basically, look at this, went up for 6 weeks straight on a breakout. Gold only really broke out of its bullish pennant like last week. So we could easily. I think we're going to see. I think we're definitely going to see a new historic high in gold before year end. But we're only talking like $49. So small moves in the scheme of things. All right, what else? I haven't looked at GDX today. Well, apart from at 2 o'clock. GDX settled down 0.2. Again, what is this? Look at this. What is this? What is that? We know what it is, right? That's a baby bull flag. And of course, you have a bull flag here after the breakout. This whole thing, of course, is a giant bullish pennant, which did play out near historic high on last Friday. But yeah, we have a baby bull flag right now. In theory, the miners should be going up with gold and silver into Christmas and early January. All right, what else we got? I don't even know whether I want to highlight them, but I guess I will. So yeah, FedEx settled at 1.7%. Earnings and after hours were fine. I'm not going to go over that. Nike had earnings and after hours. The market is annoyed. So yeah, officially Nike settled down 0.1%. And in after hours, it's around 61, which is, yeah, look at this. Lower Bollinger. I even said this, didn't I? I did say this a few days ago. I said, look, I'm inclined to be bearish, and there's lots of support around 58, 59. And yeah, of course, as I mentioned yesterday, if Nike's down, Deckers, DECK, will also be down probably tomorrow. And Deckers and United Health are two of my signal stocks, which I think they're giving me some clarity of what next year will be doing. There's other things, of course, but I don't know. I feel intuitively inclined to see United Health and Deckers as important. I don't own either, but I'm inclined to. All right, what else? Let's go for a few random things. Actually, we'll go to the indexes. Why not? Oh yeah, this is a good idea. So S&P was up 0.8%, but as I suspected, I said it a few times today. We got a black candle today. And yeah, you can say, oh, it's settled above the 50-day, but that's a black candle. What it suggests is that tomorrow will be red at some point. Doesn't tell us how much red we're going to be down. We could have a big down day into the quad OPEX, but that's unlikely. But yeah, black candle. So if we open, this is important. If we open up I would absolutely look for a downside reversal and turn red. So maybe we're up 30 points at the open and then we're down 10, 20 points. But again, I wouldn't expect much for OPEX. Quadruple option expiration, actually. The last big one of the year. So big volume, but you got to expect a lot of chop. Just a brief note on the VIX. I mean, look, VIX was down 4%. I will note that momentum did turn positive today, so that kind of suggests that the VIX, well, I mean, it's always skewed because of OPEX. I mean, the default is to expect that VIX will be ground down into the weekend. Also note that the upper Bollinger is now 23, so that'll be 20 next week. There's no way we're going to go above 20 for the rest of the year, right? We're done, right? And all of this anyway is just noise, right? Whether the VIX is 16s, 17s, or 15s, it doesn't matter. It's all noise at this level. I see the VIX trade as dead for the foreseeable future. And these little sporadic spikes. That was seasonal, October. All right, what else? Let's just cover these two before I forget. What did Deckers actually do today? Deckers was actually down 1.8%. As someone who's thinking about buying calls, this is good. So we're down for a second day. Look, this is just you could. I mean, I know the bears out there will say, "Oh look, oh my God, we've just been rejected at the 200 day." Yeah, but that's after going up from 78 to 105. You can't just keep going up day after day. My premise is that this thing's got to break up and away. In which case, if this is 150, I don't know when it'll be that. February, March, I don't know. Maybe it'll take until the summer, but in theory, if it breaks above the 200 day, soft target 125, secondary 150. And there's even a legacy gap that goes all the way up to, what is that? Roughly $200. That's a, that's 100% upwards. Again, I don't own it, but I'm seriously thinking about owning it. Deckers is gonna do it, right? It's gonna break up on the way. Look at it. Look at it. I look at it on a monthly. It looks even better. Again, so you don't want to get lost in the minor noise. Look at this. And we can see it's testing the tenor, mate. It's a little spiky. That's okay. This, can't expect it to go. I mean, look, it's up 14% on the month despite today. It'll probably again. It'll be down tomorrow morning, right? Because of Nike. Nike's got to drag it down. I did look in after hours. It was like 99, $98 roughly. But I could buy it tomorrow morning. It was on my shopping list for today actually, but then I thought, hey, night. Remember, I mentioned this last night, I think, because I was thinking about buying Deckers on Thursday. I'm thinking, no, I can't be buying Deckers because if Nike earnings come out and they'd probably be negative, then Deckers will be knocked down on Friday, right? So, I'm going to get lower prices if I want to pick something up. And of course, the other one, let's cover it before I forget. United Health. I mean, look at this. Look at this. It's going to break upwards, isn't it? I don't say that lightly. I mean, I don't have a time machine, but damn it. This is going to break up and away. It's 328. There's a giant gap around 470, which is also near a key price threshold that goes across there. I think there's a good $140 upside. 140 on 328 is 38, 39%, I think. So that's my plan. I should be long United Health and Deckers. The sooner the better. I could do it tomorrow. I don't know. But my primary trade, of course, is silver. That's where I'm making my money right now. I'm making enough money in silver to pay for a Deckers and United Health position, which is kind of cool. But yeah, Deckers and United. But if look, I'm serious. I cannot emphasize this enough. If there's, I know, you know, I don't have a time machine, but it's like if I'm right about Deckers and United Health breaking up and away, then the S&P will, to some degree, be net higher in Q1. And my guess right now would be S&P, say, 7,300, maybe 7,500 by this, by April-ish. So I can't be short the market. I- I've been, I see the videos, people warning about, oh my God, the market's going to collapse in 2026. The bond market's going to collapse. Japanese yen carry trade's going to go to hell, and the Japanese bond yields are going to soar. And yeah, they're soaring. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to be short Deckers and United Health? Because no, no. I'm gonna if I have to trade them, and I don't have to trade anything, but if I had to, I will absolutely be long both of them. And if I'm right about those two, then I'm going to be right about the S&P and the Dow and the Russell and the Trends and the NYC Composite and the Nasdaq to some extent. All you really got to get is the direction. Price targets are important. For instance, we know on United Health chart right now, right? The target is 470. If it can break and hold above 10 MA, which is currently 341. So I ran it up to say 345. If it can break above 345, and hell, maybe it'll even settle the year at 350. That would give some clarity. Gotta like those two. Let's just. Oh my God, am I gonna go for all of these? I don't know. Okay, Apple fractionally higher black candle on the 50-day. It's spiky, so it's kind of a bearish candle, but it's also a bullish candle because of the spike. Let's see how many of these we can go through. Archer Aviation black candle. Agnico was up 0.5%. American Eagle, oh look at that, up 2.3%. Again, yeah, imagine how many people out there are trying to short this. Really stupid. You don't short a stock on a breakout, which of course happened late November. Target is 32s. First Majestic Silver was down 1.4%, mostly just down with silver. AMD up 1.5%, but also that's a blank candle. You have this big red gap. You can see it did bounce initially in red gap, and actually, if I was to drag that across, it's tagged it again. Amazon, actually 2.5%. It's not nothing to sneer at, but it's a lot of chop, right? The concern should be the weak consumer. I have too many to go for, and I don't have the time. We do actually have earnings from Carnival tomorrow. Oh, look at that. So Carnival's up 1.1%. What is that? You know what it is, right? You know what that is. It's a baby bull flag. We're above the 200-day, the 10 MA, the 50-day. That's bullish for tomorrow. In theory, Carnival should be pushing for $30 tomorrow morning. I'm not a fan of the company or cruise lines for that matter. There is never enough Dramamine for cruise lines. Cleveland Cliffs, Black Candle, Coinbase down 2%. Yeah, crypto is still struggling. I guess we should do Google and Costco. Google was up 1.9%, 302.46, not a black candle. And also, yesterday's bearish engulfing candle did not play out. You got to be midterm bullish. Google. It's above the 50-day. Where Costco? Costco was down 0.5%. Volume was kind of muted. We do have quite a nice reversal candle from what's that, Tuesday? 8:44. Also, look at the volume on Monday and last Friday. You could argue that's capitulation. Of course, volume will probably be very high for everything tomorrow. So you could see some massive volume. Actually, look on the far left of this chart. The volume on quadruple option expiration in last December was like 7 million in Costco. So we could have massive volume tomorrow. In fact, we will, right? All right, what else is there? I'm just thinking of all the names people have been mentioning to me today. Oh yeah, Netflix. Oh, look at that. Yeah, down point 0.8. Yesterday's candle was black, it was spiky, and that played out. Structure is a bear flag. This is a little bit of a concern because on a monthly chart, natural target would be $70. Now, I wouldn't be short it, but that is a bear flag on a daily. So that wouldn't be long. Also, look at this. There's the 200 day. In April, look at where it floored in April from the 200 day. And now we're sustainably under the 200 day. We're short term, actually, we're midterm bearish from June, July. And that's a bear flag. Not great. Nvidia was actually up. Oh, yeah, what? Because of the main market, up 1.89%. Today's candle was black, or black doji. So tiny. Leans bearish for Friday. But broadly, it's a lot of chop, right? Kind of massive gain and got stuck in August. A lot of churn. All right, what else? Pan American Silver, the best silver miner. Okay, that was up point 0.1. Black candle, short-term bearish, but you can argue structure is just another bull flag, much like this. You know, yeah. Rocket Lab, wow, up 11%. Got to be bullish Rocket Lab with the SpaceX IPO, and my guess is SpaceX will officially become listed in September of next year. I also expect that SpaceX will I think SpaceX will actually triple on the day. I think we'll see SpaceX up like 200%. It's kind of a shame that the average retail investor can't be can't is not going to be able to get much stock. You know what he should do? If His Highness Elon Musk really wanted to please people, what he would do would be to say, hey, all the retail clients get priority over the institutions. Of course, the institutions would be furious about that, but they could do it if they wanted to, right? But yeah, SpaceX, bullish, Rocket Lab is going to get pulled up with the rest of the pack. I forget who downgraded it, but yeah, PayPal was actually down 1.2% today. Maybe it was downgraded by Morgan Stanley, but it's not great, right? A real mess. What else? Oh yeah, Exxon. I mean, considering oil, you know, it's holding up well. And there's Bitcoin, which is currently in after. Okay, it's actually bouncing in after hours a little bit, down 0.7%, 85K. What else? Hmm. Yeah, talk about unscripted, huh? Unedited, unscripted. You tried doing this. Imagining myself on stage in front of infinite number of people, and I stall like a Boeing 737 Max. Yeah, I should end with silver. It's my favorite thing. So yeah, my guess, and it's skewed because I'm biased, but I'm gonna guess that when I log in tomorrow morning, silver will jump. Should has a pretty good chance at jumping above teal gap, and it might even just go to a new historic high above that. But but clear, be quite clear. If instead, if the market opens down, especially if SLV opens down around 58, which is it's well, only something like that. That'd only be like 2% down. If we open around here, I'll just I'll just buy another block because generally I've been holding 2 blocks of silver. I currently hold one. Yeah, if we open up, I sell. If we open down, I buy. It's that simple. I want to be broadly long silver into January, and I still think commodity silver itself has a good chance at getting to 75, 70 to 75 by mid-January. Once we get to mid-January, I will be damn twitchy because it's like, look, I don't know, and there are videos out there of people suggesting or looking for silver to go to 100. Is that possible in January? Maybe. It's a real on a hyper spike. It's possible, but even if you ignore the fact that there might be a big push, brief. Again, we call it a blow off top in early January. It's possible. Regardless of that possibility, I definitely want to be just being long. I mean, to me, it's the most. Again, I've been saying it now for since the summer. To me, the most obvious trade is silver from now on. And that's on a multi-year basis. Same for gold. Gold is the same. If you want to buy, if you're interested more in gold, then I get that. Gold's Gold would actually capture a geopolitical fear bid better than silver would, and silver is more vulnerable than gold in terms of if the main market drops, silver will get hit worse than gold. So the cautious, this is one of my phrases, the cautious will always favor gold every time. But I'm a little bit more bold, so I stick with silver. So yeah, let's see if we gap higher tomorrow, in which case I'll be a seller, and if we gap down, I'll be a buyer. And in theory, again, more than anything, keep in mind that it's quad OPEX tomorrow. Volume is going to be immense. All OPEX, all option expirations inherently are choppy. And keep in mind also that the daily S&P and many other candles were black. So if we do open up, I will look for a downside reversal. And if we do open down 0.5% or so, I would look for a upside reversal. But I wouldn't expect anything particularly sustained or significant either way on Friday. And then look, before you know it, it's gonna be Monday, right? And the market's gonna be having an early close on Wednesday at 1 o'clock. So we only have 2.5. Yeah, actually think about it. We only have 3.5 days left until Christmas Day. And of course, December 26th, we're opening it on the Friday. Then we have a few more days, and then it's the end of the year, New Year's Day. Friday back on, January 2nd. And it's the weekend again. Time is flying. Never enough time. Never enough time. Oh my God. So yeah, we'll see what silver does tomorrow. That reminds me, semi-random thought. I think another episode of Pluribus is out tonight, which is pretty good show. If you're into weirdness, no less no less than from the creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, I do recommend Pluribus. It's kind of a yeah, it's good. Go watch it. Apple TV. Guess that means we should be bullish Apple, maybe. But whatever. Anyway, have a good evening. I will be back early Friday. Be good.